gentlemen, welcome to Saturday. My name is Corey, and I am the host of the Pop the Chart live stream. And today, we're going to do a short, real quick video. We're going to answer the question everybody has been asking. Is AMC going to Gamma Squeeze? Again, my name is Corey, and I will be your host for this short stint. We're going to be covering charts. I'm going to tell you some news, breakdown. We're going to answer that question that everyone has been asking. I do ask that if you would, please, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Alright, so let's get into it. AMC. I'm gonna pull up the chart here. Let's take a look. Let's break it down. First and foremost, I am not a financial advisor. Keep that in mind. This is not financial advice, but you can use this information to help you make an educated decision. Alright, so looking at the chart, pulling it up right now, I have taken, I've charted this. If you look, AMC is it's in an upward channel. Now this is what you're going to see. This is what you're going to see for like this is a whole month. That's actually almost 2 months. Yes, we're going all the way back from like end of January, all the way through beginning of March. You'll notice that AMC has slowly been, after it popped, with the big giant pop that we had, that it came back down, right? And we've been talking about this whole cup and handle situation that we're in. And as you see, you'll see that it continues up to this upward channel. And when we charted it down here, and you'll see the top coming down. And these are days that you're looking at. Each one of these candles are an hour. You'll see that we ended yesterday at 8:05. So that big $8 situation. Notice with the 8:05 that we had a lot of options. There were a lot of options that ended up in the money. However, there were also a lot of options that did not end up in the money. So as we break this down, you'll see that the chart is trending on looks like a little bit of a bearish trend. However, we're getting so close to a breakout point. If you look all the way back, we have a level sitting right about 768 that has been support. The resistance level, again, on a decline. However, again, on a macro scale, if you zoom out and you go really far out, you'll see this big trending channel. We've been staying right into it. And if you noticed, it hasn't quite gone any lower than that line there, which would lead you to believe that we are going to move upwards very, very soon. So, how soon? Well, we'll see. Right now, the end of that channel, we're going to come downwards, probably. And again, this is my personal opinion, but it come downwards. And this is moving into what looks to be Monday. We're going to move into Monday. And at some point, we're going to test one of these two lines on AMC. And so it would lead you to believe that we are going to move up. However, there's something that needs to happen for a Gamma Squeeze to happen. And it's the all-important thing of a Gamma Squeeze, and that is options. Now, again, we're going to look at options for next week. This is March 12th on the expiration date, options for AMC. If you notice, again, we already have those $8 calls that are in the money. 15,000 contracts are in the money. Now, this, if you look at this, and if you would have looked at yesterday, Friday, March 5th, at all the option calls that we had, you would have noticed that there were a lot more option calls. And, I mean, we were in the tune of like 48,000, you know, close to 50,000 across the spread on the option calls. And if you're looking at March 12th, you're not seeing as many option calls that we saw on March 5th. So that is going to have to increase for us to be able to get into that, you know, into that Gamma Squeeze that we're looking for. But we are not out of the woods. We're not saying that it's not going to happen. Why? Why? Because there's still a possibility. options can be purchased. And that's what we're going to need. So let's take a look at the, let's go back to the chart here. We're going to take a look at some information that I found right here on Reddit. Right here. Don't lose faith. Don't lose faith. Plenty of orders on AMC haven't been filled. This thing is going up. Keep pushing. Same thing happened with GameStop. So hey, don't lose the faith. That is the most important thing that we need is faith in this whole situation. Now, let's look at Fintel. So Fintel is going to give you a lot of information that's going to help you. So as I pull up Fintel, pull it across, you're going to notice 21% short volume ratio. So the short volume ratio is there. And then you're also going to see 300,000 short shares available. Now, that is more than maybe last week. Last week we were down, at one point I believe we were at 0. But that is still, in the grand scheme of things, not a lot of short shares available. Short borrow fee rate. This is going to tell you the tale right here. Look at this. 11.7%. We have not seen the short borrow rate get up that high yet that I have seen. I mean, it was at like, 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 8%, now 11%. So that shows you that the rate is increasing. And now we're gonna talk about these numbers right here. We're gonna talk about these numbers because this is the important thing that we need to look at. Now I have an Excel spreadsheet where I have been covering all of the Fintel numbers, and this is all the way back to when we actually squeezed. We had that big, huge jump on the 27th. So we're gonna look down here, and this is key. This is absolutely the key to getting AMC to go to the moon, and that is volume. Notice this is last week, and these are again, they're coded, they're color coded, so that when you see, green, it's good. Green means good in the volume side of things. Look at this past week. Look at the volume compared to last week. We're getting into that orange-red look, right? Yeah, sure, the short volume might be low, but I mean, it has to be low because the volume is not very high. And so we had a lot of contracts go to the wayside on Friday that I really wish we could have seen those contracts continue and get, in the money, and that would have increased, because what happens? The game of squeeze. How does it happen? Okay, let's break it down. So a game of squeeze, you're going to need a lot of things. First, options buying, right? You need options buying. So the more contracts, so every contract's worth 100 shares. So here's the deal. The more contracts you have, the more the market makers have to have that, those shares available. So that basically means more buying. So when you get that more buying, the buying comes in, and then there's as that buying comes in, you're gonna get retail investors, people like you and me, who are gonna see, hey, look, whoa, volume's starting to increase. This price is starting to go up. There's some buying, and then we're gonna get our money in. We're gonna start buying, and then what's gonna happen is the shorties are basically gonna be like, wait a minute, whoa, hold on a second, this stock's starting to go up. I'm gonna have to cover my position. So then what happens is the shorties, they cover their position, which includes more buying. So in return, that cycle comes back around, and now you're gonna have you're gonna have more options buying at higher prices, higher contracts, and guess what? The market makers now have to have those. So this is where we're at. We're at a crossroads right now. We're at a crossroads. To get this cycle going, we need volume, and volume needs to be in these contracts, right? We need these contracts. Again, if you're wanting a game of squeeze to happen, this has got to happen. And last week, unfortunately, we didn't get the volume to be able to get these things in the money. In return, yes, the $8, the $8.05, the $8 one did make it in the money. I mean, it by the skin. Again, this is the second week in a row that you've seen AMC. I mean, last Friday, we ended up with an 801 call. I mean, we got in barely. And again, I got in barely again. So there were some people happy yesterday, but there were a lot of sad people. And then the other thing is, in contracts with options, you can also do long term. You can look out. You can go far. So let's take a look. Let's go April. Let's look at April. Let's see what the contracts look like in April. So let's zoom out. Not a lot on that date. So that's another thing. We, you know, long term. Let's look here. Let's look at way out, as far as you can go. There are a lot. There are long-term contracts. So that basically shows you that you're going to see a push upward in price, and that makes sense because look at the channel. People are going out and they're looking in the long term, and they're saying, okay, so we are, you know, we're in that chance to be able to move up. There is opportunity. And again, I think you're going to see, based on this chart, at some point, somewhere between the next, probably Monday, Tuesday, right in that area, somewhere right in here, this stock is going to make a decision. And that decision is, this is going to hit that bottom and come back up, or is it just going to go ahead and flag out, head up, and move upwards? Now keep in mind, look at this. If we go out, if we zoom out, I mean, I could go, you can see this thing's pointing. Let's drag it out even more. Let's drag it out. Well, I apologize. Sometimes this thing doesn't want to cooperate. Gotta click on it. There we go. There we go. Let's drag it out. Look at that. We're pointing at like $13. And again, once we get up into that 13 range, let's look at the previous chart. Now look. This look at this. Look at this. Look at these highs and lows. All right. When we had that big jump, it just jumped up. Now look, 16, 17. And once you get over that $13 mark, you're gonna start seeing more people get in, which is gonna increase the volume. And so again, yes, we're looking at it maybe on a long-term scale. Is it gonna be a gamma squeeze? Well, again, that is going to depend on this situation right here that's coming up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the options buying. Because if we can get it to push, we just need to push over that, you know, 830 mark, work its way up. And again, there is plenty of time for this to happen. Now, again, are we going to get that squeeze overnight? Is that going to happen in one day? I mean, I can't say that. Is it going to happen? I think there is a possibility. There is a very large possibility. Again, it all depends on options contracts, the news media, because that's another thing. Again, media, the news. So as soon as it starts to go up and we see it moving upward, you're going to see, you know, with the whole GameStop trend and everything going on, you're going to see the news jumping on it. You're going to see places like CNBC saying AMC moving higher. And when that starts to happen, that's when you get the ball rolling. So, in the grand scheme of things, it's going to boil down to, can we get the ball rolling? Can we get the AMC to move upward? Again, it's going to be all up to the investors. It's going to be all up to you, people like you and me. We just have to get it going. Again, it starts right here. Right here. And you already see it. If you look at the aftermarket yesterday, following right along. Right along. And you would say at some point on Monday, you're going to see something happen right here. Are we going to jump above this? And if we do we get that breakout to get the ball moving, to get it moving and get some volume? Volume. We need it. I mean, look at this. So this is interesting as well. And I'll zoom over and I'll go over here. Look at this chart. So I've charted all that. And this right here is what I call my short squeeze chart. Okay. So the further these two lines are apart, the more short squeeze we have. So this is obviously This is the big one that happened at the end of January. You're seeing that chart just, again, volume has a lot to do with that. Same thing here. Scroll over. We'll go over. Look at this. This is this past week. Last week, look, we started to see something. We were like, oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Well, then what happened? At the end of last week, we had that, the hedgies, they saw it. They were like, hey, we're going to bring this thing down. We're going to try our hardest. We're going to short ladder you. We're going to do everything we can to keep those options from getting executed. And guess what? We barely made it in with the $8 last Friday. But again, the other thing is if you see this, and I'll pull out on the chart so you can see it, is we have like a cup and handle formation. So I think that is another thing to keep in mind, and that could definitely end up being something that increases the volume and leads to the gamma squeeze. So check it out. Let's zoom here. If you zoom out, you'll see it. You'll see it right here. Right there. We got that cup situation. Now, what happens when you get a cup? You usually get a handle. And so this is kind of like the handle formation. You see it right here. We went up to that top of that line, and we started to pull back. And you're seeing that handle formation. And then eventually, once the handle gets to a certain point, it starts to move upward, and then you get that breakout. So that could lead to that. That could lead to the gamma squeeze. We're on a giant cup and handle situation. And so I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna say that there is potential. There's potential for that gamma squeeze. There's potential for that short squeeze. But it's gonna take the apes. It's gonna take the people like you and me. Yes, I'm getting you pumped up right now. I'm getting you pumped up. Because on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we need to see those options go up. We need to see those options come in. We need to see the buy-in. We need to see it happen. So we can get AMC to go to the moon. That's right. Again, my name is Corey. I'm the host of the Pop the Chart live stream. I would ask you to please hit that like button. Go ahead and comment. And also subscribe. Also, would like to ask you, if you would, I do a live stream. I cover the market Monday through Friday. I usually get on pre-market somewhere between 8 and 9 a.m. usually. And I go all the way until market close and give you all the news and updates. I have news feeds that I pull up that are live that you can see. I got news across the bottom. Heck, you can see it right now. That's updated real-time news from multiple sources. So, and we have a live chat where we have lots of individuals that come in the live chat, and they they call out stocks. They talk it up. They chat it up. And so I would love for you to become a subscriber. Come in, check it out. Join the community. Join the crowd. And get this thing rolling. So again, I want to thank you so much for checking out my video. I want to thank you so much for coming in. And I appreciate it. I appreciate every one of you. Also in the description, you'll see a link to my Twitter. There's a link to Discord. There's links to Finviz, which is a stock screener that I have on there. Also, if you want to check out the WEBULL app, which is what you're looking at now, that's the desktop app with the charting system that I have here. If you want to check that out, you can as well. And I have a link there. If you click that link, it's a referral link. It should give you a sign up, and it gives you 2 free stocks. I think one for signing up, and the second one for depositing $100. So make sure you check that out. Again, I appreciate every one of you. I'm going to head out. Enjoy this Saturday. Enjoy the weekend. And let's get it. AMC, Gamma Squeeze. Let's start it on Monday. Thank you. Corey, out.